The NFAC. Right here. Black Power. One more time for everybody that has died at the hands of law enforcement or died unjustly and haven't gotten justice yet. For all the families that's out here and for somebody that knows it could be you next. Black Power? Black Power! Black Power! Come and press some noise out here, DC. We out this motherfucker. NFAC. ATL represent.
We on it. Yo, we live. Start the music. Morning Mental on a Wednesday right here on Instagram. One more again, as they say back in the day. Jumping from channel to channel, the most interrupted, the most hunted down, the most pulled down, the most talked down session on social media. I am yours truly, the Grandmaster J, the official. Don't be fooled by imitators. And if you never talk to me, you don't know what you're talking about when you talk about me. I had to come back before y'all again today. You know, I've been busy. Just back from Louisville, Kentucky last night. We had to pull up. If you were on the live, you saw the pull up. But prior to that, we were down in Lafayette, Louisiana, because the congressman told us to pull up. So as y'all saw, we pulled up. They didn't do nothing either. And now we find ourselves right back here in the place to be. I'm going to take a second. I want y'all to see something. This drawing right here was actually done by an inmate that made sure that somebody would get it home and get it to me so that he says, I watch your show all the time, Grandmaster J. I watch Facts Over Feelings. I watch the Morning Mentals. I ain't going nowhere, but my mind is always on a trip, brother, whenever you're teaching. So he drew this picture. He said, this is who I see when I look at you. So he sent the picture by somebody who came to visit him, who brought it to Lafayette to give to me. And now it is on the wall with the other painting that was done in Louisville. So now I got something from Lafayette. I got something from Louisville. Who's next to add something magnificent that I want to collect to add to the what we call the think tank? We are inside of the Morning Mental. We on full blast. I haven't stopped moving yet because there are more people to pull up on, more things to talk about. And if you haven't had anybody to stimulate your mind before you get on with your day, then allow me to slide on into that space and make a few moves to give you something to think about. You don't have to believe me, but what I do ask you to do is go research it for yourself. As we begin, we're going to get into two things, and I'm going to get out of the little bit of hair I got and all of your hair and a lot of y'all weave. So I want to say a grand rising to everybody, no matter where you are in the world. I know a lot of people did not get the alert. So go let your friends know this is a public page. We're not blocking anybody because they're trying to stop people from hearing the message. So we're going to leave it open so everybody hears the message, because Papa got a brand new bag. And that is, if I'm watching the comments and I see that we got some unruly folks in the comments, I myself, y'all hold on while I drink out of my black man Darth Vader cup. Alkaline water. Make sure you get some in your system. Get yourself charged. We know it's early. We know some of y'all ain't got nowhere to go because they still got you on what I call quarantine unemployment, something we didn't ask for, nobody saw coming, and now here we are. So I invite you to hang out with me just for a little bit. I'm not going to hold you long. I just want to get inside your mind. I want to get you to think about some things that might open your eyes and make you look around and say, you know what? It's time for a change, or the change has come. It's time for me to get on board with the change. Big shout out to all the members of the NFAC, another successful operation down in Lafayette, Louisiana. If they didn't know, they know now. If they never saw black unity, they seen it. If they didn't think that black men could get together, sisters, like you asked us to step up, you saw it down there. And guess what? Sisters were treated equally too, because the sisters raised up and pulled out the hardware and got to the task right along with us. Don't believe what they tell you all on the lying ass media about this happening, that happened. Number one, you know how I feel about people who wasn't there, but sometimes the audacity. Yes, I'm going to say the audacity of some people to go and see a certain thing, but only talk about one thing and ignore everything else. I don't know where they get that from. So at the end of the day, I'm here to tell you the truth. I ain't never told you nothing but the truth. Matter of fact, I've always told you about things that were going to happen before they happen. Just like how many of you all are aware that there is a meteor inbound? Yes, there is. I'm gonna switch real quick because we're talking about things that you ain't gonna hear nowhere else. They're not gonna have breaking news on this. So let me go ahead and keep you up. Y'all remember back in May when I talked about the comet that was coming in that they wasn't saying nothing about? Remember the comet that they had the movie called Greenland that was about to come out and they snatched it down? Remember I put that was on my other channel that they got rid of, and we're gonna talk about that. But y'all remember I told y'all we looked at the real data and it showed that this comet was inbound and that it broke into three bigger pieces. But big as the thing was, come on, them three breaking into three pieces, that didn't help. That didn't make the situation no better. They were just three gigantic pieces coming this way, that they would pass by us sometime around mid-May, swoop around the sun, and on the way back out. Y'all remember I taught y'all about this? Nobody, I guess everybody was too busy running around worried about, back then it wasn't COVID, it was the coronavirus. Y'all remember when it was corona? You can walk into a bar and say, hey man, what y'all got to drink? Well, we got this corona, right? No, man, I'm good. Don't want no corona. Then it changed to COVID-19. Y'all keep up. Now y'all don't remember corona. Corona is so glad that name went away. They can sell their beer again because it impacted their marketing. Y'all remember this? This was only a few months ago. So much has happened. Look at how much stuff has happened since we left quarantine. You thought 2020 started off crazy. We came out the quarantine. Pow, 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 pow. Non-stop. We suffering from attention deficit because there's so much happening. It's sensory overload. Even if it's what's happening in your personal life, even if it's what's happening around you as a community, even if it's what's happening to us as a nation, even if it's what's happening to us as a world. So now we got this meteor, another one. Matter of fact, here come the comedy. We need to call this the DJ Khaled season. You know why? Because every time they tell us about one meteor and we think, that's huge, another one comes flying around the goddamn corner and we like, wait a minute, where did all these come from? And why are y'all just telling us now? Because a lot of them they're not seeing coming. They're seeing them leaving. Okay, well at least they seen, come on, they seen them all, okay? Because in most instances, when you look at the size of these so-called, whatever they call them, they're getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So, in keeping with that tradition, let me enlighten you. 2020 keeps getting better all the time amid a pandemic, civil unrest, and a divisive U.S. election. We now have an asteroid zooming toward us on the day before the presidential vote. No less. Come on, y'all, read this, and I will give you signs and wonders in the what? Thank you. The skies. We're getting all kind of signs and wonders in the skies. People seeing weird shit all around the world. The sun don't even look the same no more. Some people got two sunsets going in two different directions. Weird shit is rising and falling over the horizon. The sky don't look right no more. A couple of months ago, the sun looked like somebody that needed to replace the light bulb and the backdrop was white. I thought I was in the Truman Show. Maybe we are in the Truman Show. Maybe they changed the light bulb. I don't know. What I do know is that somewhere on or about right around the same time that we got this crooked ass election going on. Look, I'm sorry, I got to call bullshit. If you bought all into this whole election process and you haven't realized yet that it's a ritual of control, they're giving you the illusion that you have some say so and some shit they already done determined. No, this ain't no conspiracy theory. It ain't in all that crap. Study the electoral system. Study how voting works. Study it. And when you see how the system works, you'll realize you're just making a strong suggestion. You're not voting for anybody. We don't have a popular vote system here. You see, oh God, can I teach? Here we go. Right after slavery was over and black folks were freed, so-called. At first, everything was not cool, but they could do their own thing. They were building their own towns, had their own governments. They had to go out and feed, but they had to learn how to farm. They had to do everything that everybody else did. We had little black towns all around the place. We're doing all right. But then we kind of got it together, y'all. We got it together. We had our own black bank, black hospital. You know what I'm saying? Black firehouse, black police station, black neighborhood, black plumbing, black. White folks doing their thing over there. But we in the same country. But we ain't slaves no more. So we doing our thing. And we were okay. I mean, I could talk about when they came and burnt everything down, but that wouldn't be smart. But we had everything. We had our own stuff. And that's all gone now. That's what we got to get back to. When I think about that, it takes me completely in a different direction. If I start talking about us rebuilding our own community and rebuilding our towns and the foundation of what we need to do that, I would be in a facts over feelings episode. I don't want to dig into that right now, because if I do, I'm gonna end up teaching somebody something up in here. And I ain't really come for that. This is supposed to be the morning mental, but I ain't seen y'all in so long. It's good to see you. So, I'm gonna hang out and talk to you for a while. I'm in a love affair with black folks. So, sometimes when I'm in love with somebody, you talk to them. If you so-called, oh, he loves me, but he never says anything to you. Oh man, that's just the love of my life. And she never talks to you. What kind of love is that? I want you to talk to me. I want you to get in my head and make me think about some things. I want to be standing there looking out the window and you walk up and say, you know what? I was reading Destruction of Black Civilization and I was considering the master plan. And I wonder how you felt about the division of the master plan for the organizing committee that governs education. I'd love to teach. Bruh, you got to be able to turn to the sister and say, you always did have the gift of teaching. I watch how you handle those kids in the children's church. I love how you did that. As a matter of fact, I think it's one of the gifts that Yah gave you. I would support you if you did that. That's the kind of conversations I want to have. I don't want to have this conversation. What we gonna do today? No. We got to elevate. There's too much going on with us right now. We are evolving. The world is changing. Signs and wonders are in the sky. So this celestial object is going to be known as 2018 VP1. It's projected to come close to Earth on November the 2nd, according to the Center for Near-Earth Object Studies at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory. It was first identified at the Palomar Observatory in California in 2018. Now, here we go again. Another rock flying by the Earth so close that the Earth can grab it and pull it toward the Earth. Now, the trick is, if it doesn't pull it hard enough, it just kind of curves and flies right past us. But this is like the slot machines at the casino. You keep spinning the wheel, eventually, you're either going to get one or two things. You're going to hit the jackpot, and that's when all the money come out, and the last guy walk up and say, hey, I was here first. Or you get, you know what? You get hit. You get the lemons. And if you look at the number of meteors that's been flying by, we've been getting over. The last one, they say it flew within 1,800 miles. That was closer than the moon. Flew right over our goddamn heads. We sitting here talking about whatever was on social media. Complete disaster. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm trying to make you aware. When certain people start disappearing, when something is going on and you ain't heard from the president, when all of a sudden you can't get none of your congressmen on the phone, when all of a sudden you even wondering where the cops at. They're not out nightsticking the black folks. What the hell is going on? And I told y'all this on my last show. How do you tell 7 billion people that they screwed? You don't. You let them live their lives to the last second in complete oblivion. Because if they told you and you knew for a fact, come on, y'all, let's play the game. If you knew for a fact that the world was going to end in 3 days, for a fact, it was out. It was all on TV. The world's wrapped. It's a ghost. Boom, we out here. Do you know what would happen to society as you know it? Complete collapse. We're talking about law and order gone, crime, rape, the worst parts of the Bible We're talking about revelations come true. You're talking about The Purge meets everything else you can think of. Part 2, 3, 4, and 5. The whole series. So they're not going to tell you nothing like that. So y'all stop running around playing these silly ass games talking about somebody just leaked some secrets on the internet. You really think that if they knew something like that, that they would tell you? No, come on, people. You think they would tell you? Now, let me go ahead and here come the comedy. Y'all got a comedy for you. I ain't seen y'all in a while. Here come the comedy. There be some of us that will make the best out of a good situation. I can see it now. The world about to end. For real? Couple people I gotta go see first. Yes, sir. Think about it. Some people know there's nothing you can do. It's kind of like this thing about if you fall off of a building. I hope you never do. But if you do, and you find yourself on the way down, let me ask you a question. Do you scream or not? Either way, you're going to hit the ground. So what difference does it make? I ain't saying be this dude that fall off the building and everybody's sitting out there talking about, I can't believe this. He laughed all the way to the fucking ground. Can you picture that shit? See, you see a regular person fall off the building, over. But let's say you had that much control of your life. Oh shit, I fell off this building, to the ground. Because there's nothing you can do about it. So if you knew the world was going to end, there was nothing you could do about it. Nothing. A damn thing. It's a wrap. What really would you do? Think about it. Don't write nothing. Somebody gonna start writing crazy. Okay, all right. I'm gonna ask right here real quick. Okay. I'm gonna ask this question and I want y'all to type the answer right here inside of the comment box. All right. If you knew the world was going to end in 3 days and you could pick one thing to do that you would love to do before it's all over, what would it be? Right? One word. Don't come with no sentence. One word in the box right now. The word, y'all stop laughing. We're serious right now. The world, it's a wrap. I'm going to show you how people think. What's the one thing that you want to do before the 3 days is up? Let me go here to the comments. Comment says, that's what I'm talking about. I ain't going to hold up. I would die. I would die in the cat, bro. I light a fat blunt. Somebody said, come see me. Hold on now. Who the rock? Old bosses would see me. Family, okay. Help others. Help others do what? The world is over. Somebody just said straight up sex. Family, praising. Okay. My mom, oh, sweetness. Somebody say cuddle. Somebody said purge. I got a wild gang up in here tonight. See all my family. Somebody said, I'm going to go drink. I know that's right. Marty, I guess you meant party. Somebody said pray. Oh, okay, we're going to talk about that. Smoke with my NFAC people. We're going to go out like that? Okay, hold on. Somebody said organ. See what I'm saying? Everybody is saying the same thing. But somebody said cruise. Listen, but nobody has said try to get off the rock. Nobody trying to get out. Nobody's trying to get out. Everything y'all are saying, meaning you're staying right here in your captivity. You comfortable in your captivity. And you want to do all of that. Somebody said cruise. That's what you're going to do. Nobody said we're going to go down to NASA and kick the door down. Might have to pistol whip a couple people, but we're going to find out none of y'all got some shit around here that fly. We take that and get off the face. Go into space and we'll figure it out from there. And all that other stuff that y'all talked about, we'll bring that along. You know, the other things that y'all say, we bring that along because it's like an arc. We got to get out. Look, sometimes getting out of a situation rather than existing within it is the real challenge. Our challenge as Black people is to be able to get out of the situation that we've been in for 4 centuries. 4 centuries we've been in this situation. We've been in it so long, some of us don't know how to get out. We've been in it so long, some of us don't want to get out. We've been in it so long, some people will fight to keep you in. That's how long we've been in it. But then we hear something like this asteroid is coming and none of that matters no more. Why? Because like y'all just said, I look at all the things y'all wrote. Most of y'all would go and satisfy your most base desire, even it is to go. And I like the person who said former bosses would see me. That be, you know what? That's a movie. That's what they'll call it. Ex-Boss, the movie. Be about this dude who's a serial killer running around killing all his ex-bosses. Can you picture being one of them people that do kick the door? Joe, what are you doing in my bedroom? Yeah, okay. Remember that review? It's a wrap. Okay, that's what you want to do. That's fine. In the meantime, I got some news for y'all that I found out. So remember, asteroid on the way. So while you voting, just remember, look up. Okay. So by now, all of you all know that my page that I had for over 8 years with over 100 some odd thousand people on it, which was a history book really of everything that I've done for the last 8 years, was put in IG jail by Instagram with no warning. Ironically, they did it right before the Breonna Taylor grand jury results. Okay. Of course, I was deeply wrapped up in that. So, I was going to have something to say on the platform. They turned me off before then. Put me in IG jail for 30 days. I'm still there. So I moved over to the NFAC page. Got another page, got one for the militia. And I started doing my thing over there. And then, wow, right before we went into Lafayette, they turned that page off. Oh, put that in IG jail too. So remember, I ran for the presidency. So I still have this channel, which is Team JFJ, which was my presidential team. So I moved over here and I was trying to figure out, why have I lost 2 pages in less than 30 days when I haven't done anything different than what I've always done? And I was really starting to wonder. So we had to go do some research. And I found out something that was very, very, very interesting. Instagram is owned by Facebook. And I was kind of surprised when I found out that they have a brand new policy that's a month old. It's only a month old. Facebook has a new policy. They didn't tell nobody about it. They have what they call, no, listen, no. We got to talk about this, y'all. Don't trip. It's called the Militarized Social Movements Policy. Militarized. I mean, with guns, social movements policy. They have a policy now to take down any page that is related to a militarized social movement. This is, now all the time they've had these white boys over there with all these militias and all these different, they ain't say shit about them. They ain't say nothing when the KKK had a page on Facebook for years. Y'all, if you know me, y'all was part of the takedown on that. Now y'all remember they took Farrakhan off first, kicked him off of Facebook. Then no explanation. Him and the dude from the Young Turks kicked him off. Straight First Amendment violation. Didn't give a damn. But hey, they say, you're on our platform. The service policy doesn't, look, the service agreement doesn't give you the right. Nowhere in it does it say that you forfeit your First Amendment rights. It doesn't say that. So people stop saying that dumb shit and throwing, you go, they on their platform. Okay, if you come in my store, there's still a reasonable expectation of safety. Here comes the comedy. Imagine I had a clothing store and y'all stopped by the shop. As soon as you walked in, hey, Jay, how you doing? Oh, I'm doing all right. I got some new stuff over here. And while you over there looking at whatever the hell you looking at, I let my 3 Dobermans go in the store. They just running around the goddamn store. And you afraid of dogs. And if a Doberman knows that you're afraid of him, they'll attack your ass. Now you're on the floor getting bit up like it's an episode of Cops. And then you sue me talking about, I can't believe you had a dog running around in the stove and I got bit the fuck up. And you're going like, well, that's the way it is. No, that's not the way it is. That's what they invent insurance for. They know shit's supposed to go wrong, but not it's a reasonable expectation that that's not going to happen. That's why they make you pay them a premium. So you'll think about it. No, I can't wreck this car, bro. I'm paying for insurance too. No, dog. You understand what I'm saying? So you can't tell me that because you have a platform that caters to the public, why you so concerned, Mr. Zuckerberg, about child pornography and all that Anon shit. You quietly slid in a little policy. Why? It wouldn't be in the last month that you did this. Well, maybe it's because the noise is getting loud and you're taking down all of the pages, especially the ones of the black militia. See, y'all don't know this, but I've been banned from Facebook. That shit, I didn't even know I was banned from Facebook, but I've been banned from Facebook for life. I can't face or book. That's why when people tell me, bro, I sent you a message on Facebook. You didn't send me shit. I'm not on Facebook. They got rid of me. They consider me a violation of existence. So no, I'm not on the face or the book, but I was over on Instagram just fine. And then until this policy passed, and in the last month, 2 pages have gone. So we've been jumping around like it. So now I'm right back to square one. I got to go. I got to leave. I got to get off this platform. I got to go. We got to go and set up our own house somewhere where we pull the motherfucking plug when we get ready. That's what we have to do. But I want to inform those of you all who are addicted to these platforms and you won't be going anywhere. Let me make you aware of what they're not going to come on the news and tell you. Headlines have been reading that Facebook has removed more than 6,500 militia groups and pages. It's a month-old policy cracking down on militarized social movements, and it has resulted in the thousands of these takedowns. Facebook has removed more than 6,500 pages and groups associated with militarized social movements since the company announced it would crack down on QAnon and militia movements on its platform last month. Under the new rules, Facebook said it would take down accounts associated with QAnon, militia groups, and other offline anarchist groups if they discuss potential violence. If you discuss, we're going to kill all the black people starting at 8 o'clock on July 4th. That was said on a white page. They didn't take them down. They still ain't took them down. They ain't touched them. I ain't calling no names. But they say if you are discussing potential violence, not violence, not, you ain't saying tomorrow I'm a blah, 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 whatever. They talking about potential, man. If they fired me from this job, I'm a blah, blah, blah. You know, they talking, you can't even talk about the potential of violence. They don't want a non-violent society. You want a non-violent environment in a society where black folks are gunned down, not once, not twice, not 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, but 12 times. And then you want to have an environment where people don't talk about the potential of violence or the response to violence. Then that's not American. I don't know what society or what little backwoods you was raised in where they taught you this twisted ass view on reality. But see, what's going to end up happening is, and it amazes me when I see these, and I've been on earth long enough to see this. I done seen companies come, rise to prominence, be super powerful, mega ego, all that bullshit, and then fade and be fucking gone. Y'all remember MySpace? Anybody remember Black Planet? Remember how they dominated everything? There was no Facebook. There was no Instagram. There was none of this shit. It was a whole nother group of platforms and we all lived on that shit. That's why I laugh when I see people pull up old ass pictures. I'd be like, they dug that shit off of MySpace. Y'all remember MySpace? Everybody had a MySpace. There was no Facebook. Now we all on Facebook. Like something else is not coming. There's always something else coming. Nobody stays on top forever. Nobody. Hell, y'all don't remember Ma Bell? Ma Bell, we had one phone company for the whole fucking country. One phone company. Ma Bell. Ma Bell was a beast. Ma Bell controlled all communications. Everybody. Everything. Ma Bell. Ma Bell didn't give a damn. Ma Bell set the price to what they wanted it to be. You either paid or you got this noise. Bloop, bloop, bloop. And worse, you got the number you have reached has been disconnected for non-payment. Everybody got sick of that. Went to court and the U.S. government had to break up Ma Bell. Broke her into all these different pieces, turned her into all these different companies and made them compete against each other. You know what's real slick about that? Over the years, Ma Bell has slowly put herself right back together. Y'all remember in the movie, what was it? What was the one where they nuked? Oh, y'all remember the movie, what was it called? It was about they dropped the blue light down on the people and they hypnotized and they walked toward it and then they sucked their ass up like it was a vacuum cleaner. Y'all wonder what I be watching. This is a real movie. I can't think of the name of it. But there's a scene where the military came in and they nuked the mothership. And the mothership it was like a huge blast. The mothership broke all up and it fell to the ground. It was all in flames. And everybody was clapping and celebrating, jumping around. And, oh, we did it. Call him, we know. And all of a sudden, my man was looking. He said, uh-oh. Everybody like, what you mean, uh-oh? He says, I don't think we killed him. I think we just pissed them off. And the ship put itself back together and rose back up in the sky. And okay, I was done. It was time for me to turn the channel because it was a wrap. That's what Ma Bell and a lot of Skyline. Thank you. Somebody, see, I'm not the only one that watches movies like this. Don't be looking at me like, he be watching some of the wild. Where do he find these movies? Somebody, remember, not the Body Snatchers. No, it was Skyline. And they used the blue light and it hypnotized and you couldn't resist it. It was almost like they took the shit that be on your back porch. Y'all know what I'm talking about. We out there at the barbecue talking about, yeah, so what y'all gonna, and you see the bug go. It was like that type of light, but it was for people. And you know, people would look at it and they'd be like, where are you going? And they'd be doing that shit right out the movie. I can't help it. It's so beautiful. And they walk right into the joint and they snatch your ass and eat you and squeeze you, break your back and suck your own down. Take your brain out and wear it around like crazy. If y'all need to watch the movie, trust me, you'll enjoy yourself. Anyway, but getting back to this policy that Facebook has, I was trying to understand, how did I get caught up in it? And come to find out, they're specifically targeting pages like mine, which means that anytime I discuss like what we did with the operation down in Lafayette, they said it was specifically designed. Under these new rules, Facebook said it would take down accounts associated with these militant groups. The company said it also would take stronger steps to make these groups less visible. Now they're going to block you. So even if you got your shit up and running, like right now, it says I got about 900 people on here. Y'all know I normally got about 3,000, 5,000, some silly ass number, but they blocking it. Their algorithm can recognize speech patterns. Y'all wonder why the signal gets choppy all of a sudden whenever we trying to do something important. Y'all notice it's like somebody sitting there messing with it because they can. Now, just over a month later, we have a better idea of how many takedowns have actually happened. Now, there's a guy by the name of Brian Fishman. He's the director of counterterrorism and dangerous organizations at Facebook. Y'all ain't hear what I just told you. See, y'all think of Facebook just a bunch of computers. No, they got people working up in there. They even got the CIA sitting up in there with them. They got a department in Facebook called the Counterterrorism and Dangerous Organizations at Facebook. They said that company has identified more than 300 organizations and taken down thousands of pages and groups as a result of updated rules. Now watch this. You thought that when your page disappeared and you put in your little help ticket, that it just goes to some guy that's working customer service. You know what I'm saying? Some dude that'll get around to it and, and he'll say, oh, made a mistake, bring your shit back. But when you have a department at Facebook, you thought I wasn't going to get in your ass. Oh, Facebook, hey, I told you I was coming. I'm going to unpack you. You're going to end up pulling the plug. I'm going to put all this shit out. Okay? They have a department called Counterterrorism and Dangerous Organizations. Counterterrorism? From a social media platform? Don't you work with the police to make that happen? Why are you doing their job now? Or are they a part of you, or are you them? Y'all keep talking about who's an agent. Did it ever occur to you that the platform that you're on is an agent? And you just giving it all the information in the world? Counterterrorism and Dangerous Organizations at Facebook. Dangerous organizations? So now you telling me the social media platform determines who's dangerous? What's your standard? What are you judging it by? Please don't tell me you're using the slave master's Bible. Oh, no. Oh, you're consulting the ancient books. Oh, so you've aligned all of a sudden. Well, allow me to test you on that, because y'all know I'm quick to jump into the ancient scriptures. On this morning mental, we wide open. I ain't seen y'all in a while. So I had to come and exercise thy brain. I'm going to go to somewhere. Again, I'm in the book of Morals and Precepts. I always go there. I drop in somewhere around chapter 6, where they talk about the forest mission. See, if you don't know the ancient text, this sounds alien to you. If no one has ever really taught you the truth, it's going to make sense, but you can say, ain't nobody never told me that. If I dig into it, you're going to want a little more. Make sure you join me on Facts Over Feelings. We right here on a Wednesday. There's some strange stuff going on. It's been an excellent couple of last few days for Black Power. Yes, it has. Black Power to all of you. There's nothing wrong with us loving ourselves. Nothing at all. There's nothing wrong with us. Let me say it again. There's nothing wrong with us loving ourselves. Somebody asked me, they said, why did y'all go down to Lafayette? It was to stand in solidarity. We were asked to come and stand. See, we do some civilized shit too, to come and stand in solidarity for all of the black folks that have been killed at the hands of police or some type of racial injustice, or that are incarcerated in what still amounts to a present day form of slavery in the state of Louisiana. We were asked to come down as a show of force because those people have never seen black men like that before. They'd never seen black people organized like that. It inspired them. And guess what? I'm happy to announce the response for the creation of a chapter in Lafayette, Louisiana is overwhelming. Big shout out to Verone Thomas and the rest of the brothers down there putting the chapter together. So you ain't got to ask, where is the NFAC? All you have to ask is, how do we become the NFAC? They heard, they saw, they were challenged at the rally and they came forth, and they're still coming forward because they said they have had enough up to here, make them ready to lose their mind up in the state all the way. So that doesn't happen, we have to get some structure in place, and we want y'all to know that's what we did. Did not go down there for drama, went down there and did it the right way. You know, somebody asked me this question. I'm going to sidebar before I dive into the ancient scriptures. They say, why would you go down and work with these people? Y'all see, that's what I mean. Y'all don't understand that disobedience with no plan or benefit is fruitless, and it just leaves you in the same situation. Come up with a plan. Figure out what it is you want. Figure out what you got to work with. Figure out who you got to talk to. Find out in your group who can do the talking. Y'all rehearse what you're going to do. Put it on the board. Figure it out. Make some people, everybody give an opinion on it. Find the best version and then go act it out. Somebody got to go in, lay down, tell them what you about. You ain't got to ask for shit. Tell them what you going to do and say, because y'all supposed to be the people that run all this other shit, I'm going to need you to do your job. You supposed to serve and protect, and goddamn it, serve and protect. We coming to do our thing. We ain't asking you to do our thing with us. We saying give us space to do our thing. And while we doing our thing, you do your thing and leave us the fuck alone. We can coexist together. See, that's power. That's not anarchy. That's an exercise of, you keep saying you want to act as a nation, then start acting as one. A nation comes to another nation and says, this is what we doing. Now, what you gonna do? You understand what I'm saying? Everything isn't about always destruction. It's about building. And we ain't never gonna have nothing for ourselves if we don't learn to navigate to a goal. It's chess. Don't you get it? That's why we do things the way we did. Y'all didn't even peep what they did. They didn't treat us as an invading mob. They blocked off streets like it was a fucking parade because that's how much they respected us. That's how much. See, you can be in this game, if you want to call it that, for liberation. And you can try to get a whole lot of things, but if you don't get respect along the way, then you're expendable. And everybody else will just run over what you've done. Don't try to break the record. Set a new record. Go places ain't nobody thought of. Ask for shit nobody ever asked for. Be bold about it. That's what you witnessing. What they have never seen before is black people get together and be bold about it and not really give a fuck what y'all think. That's the core of the NFAC. We don't give a fuck. That's why I don't answer nothing. We don't give a fuck what you think. What you think don't sign no bills around here. I don't live in, you don't make me breathe. You didn't put this breath in my body. You didn't put the intelligence up here. You didn't put the soul in this body. You didn't give me this big heart to love my people. You're a customer to the process and I'm serving. Now sit and learn something. I'm going in the book. It says right here, the test. It starts off. Notice the very first two words. The test. I told you life is nothing but a classroom. And we're all students. In order to evolve to the next level, you have to pass this class. And if you don't, you'll do it over and over and over until you get it right. I had deja vu. I had this feeling I'd been here before. No, it's not that you've been here before. It's a marker. You got this far last time. He says, the tests each man must endure have an affinity with him and with no other. So no two persons are tested alike. Oh, let me say that again. You can't compare your life to somebody else's. You can't say your blues is bluer than somebody else's blues. He just said right here. So no two persons are tested alike. It might look like your test, but it's not. I had a teacher that used to do that. Whenever we had tests, you couldn't copy off the next person's paper because no two tests were alike. It says, I, who have shed the feet of others, make walking more comfortable. We fail to suffer the trials of a cripple. And the day came when I no longer enjoyed the freedom of movement. It was then that I came to this place, and my stay here has been blessed in many ways. That went completely over your head. Let me break down what he's saying. What he's saying is that they took the shoes off so they could walk naturally. In other words, they got rid of everything that was holding them back, everything that was put there to help them, like the training wheels, they're gone. Now he's walking. And just like a cripple has been freed, now he's comfortable where he is, which is where we're trying to do. We're trying to shed some mental chains here as a people so we can get to a place that we're no longer crippled and shackled by these things that have been put on us through the institution of slavery and all the other things they do in the United States and around the world to oppress people of melanin. He says, so if a man strives after perfection, beauty, and goodness, even though he lacks knowledge of the soul spirit, he will attain the knowledge. If he has no knowledge of the existence of the Supreme Spirit, this too will be given to him. For if a man takes the road to York, even though he has never heard of York, he will certainly get there if he continues on the road. That is so deep. Think about what they just said. You don't have to know where you're going to get there. The path that you're on, and I taught this last night, and people, everybody who was there, you know who he was. Hope you enjoyed it. But I said this last night. You see, I searched the scriptures from Genesis to Revelation, and I cannot find the word luck. I cannot find chance. I can't find those. There's no such thing. There's no perhaps. Everything is determined and ordered by the Creator. The footsteps of the righteous are ordered by the Most High. Think about that. You ever wonder why? And this is not to be macabre, so I'm not trying to offend anyone, but this is the best example I can think of. When you hear about a plane crash, and it's a high volume of people, let's say it's 350 people on the plane. Plane, nothing left, nothing, no bodies, nothing. Plane gone, hit a wall, nothing. All of those people are gone. All of those people were gone at the exact same time. All of them. All of their lives ended at the exact same moment. Wherever they went, Sheol, the other, they all ended same time, right? Now think about this. What are the chances of 300 people who don't know each other, coming from completely different walks of life, making completely different decisions from the moment they got up, whether they went or turned or left or right, all ending up at the same place at the same time to exit this world at the same time? Chance my ass. Your footsteps are ordered by the Creator. Wherever you go is where you're meant to go. If you're sitting here listening to me right now, you're supposed to be sitting here listening to me right now. You might look up at the clock, might say 444. That means that you're right where you're supposed to be, and your guardian angels are sitting there talking about, go ahead, that's where you're supposed to be. That's what that means. If you're driving down the street and you look at your car, 444, you where you're supposed to be. If you wasn't where you were supposed to be, you probably get hit by something. They're all around you. The watchers are still here, but that's a lesson for another time. Let me get back into the book. He goes on and he says, therefore, my friends, if your desire is the attainment of the ultimate in perfection, beauty, and goodness, the knowledge of the ultimate in truth and reality, then it will be pointless. This is what's going to break everybody. I'm going to stop right here because I know I'm going to lose everybody. Somebody going to be down on the floor. Somebody going to be in the mirror talking about, I goddamn it. Everybody going to lose it. I did when I heard it. So here it is for you. He says, therefore, my friends. And remember, this is written by our ancestors thousands of years ago. We're in the Egyptian books. This is not the slave master Bible. You know, the one they beat into us. This is the real scripture of what they really said. not to confuse you, but to open all three of your eyes. So people can't come around you talking about we're practicing mysticism. What's the mysticism about? Why does it have to be a mystery? Don't we all rise together if we all have the same knowledge? Then share the knowledge. The truth is to be sold. No, it is to be told. Y'all don't see no Cash App on here, but I'm loading your mind up with this knowledge. Now let me wrap this up, and I'm done with this because somebody can't handle what I'm about to say. Therefore, my friends, if your desire is the attainment of the ultimate in perfection, beauty, and goodness, the knowledge of the ultimate in truth and reality, then it would be pointless to deny the Supreme Spirit. Say it again. It would be pointless to deny the Supreme Spirit. It would be no more than foolish for one determined to follow the road to York to its end to deny the existence of York. In any case, whether or not he believes it or not does not influence its ultimate appearance. In other words, just because you don't believe something doesn't mean it's not true. And there's a whole lot of people who have bought a house in the land of denial. People can show you proof all day, but you already got your mind made up that you're not going to believe it. So no matter what they show you or what they tell you or how much they demonstrate it, you still are not going to believe it. Your mind is already made up. It is frozen. It is what we call it's seared. You know, when the meat be on the grill and you go and get the piece of metal and you push it down on the hot metal, it's now seared to the metal. Some of y'all brains are seared. Can't nobody put nothing in it because you had burned into you some stupidity and you too stupid to realize it, and you think that's just the way it is. Even though people are showing you empirical evidence of all of this stuff, you will still sit there. Nope, that just don't make no sense to me. Who are you? You didn't order the universe. You didn't order my footsteps. You don't order the path of the moon, sun, and the stars. You don't order your life, and you don't order your death. So who are you? You're just like me. Welcome to the team. Come down off your high horse. Understand what I'm saying? So you are denying the existence of the Supreme Spirit, no matter what you might want to call it. Don't make me call all the names out. But no matter if you deny it, no, there ain't no God. It's just we here. We got here. We just popped. This is it. This all just happened by accident. Really? You do know that it's written that those who deny the Creator, he will deny you. You see, I would much rather be in the path of the wrath of the Creator than to be in the path and the wrath of the enemy. Because one of them is going to chastise you because you're their child. The other one is going to kill you with no remorse. But don't believe me. Some of y'all get it at the last second. Then goes on to say right here, because we're talking about the Supreme Spirit. And like I said, you fill in the blank, call it what you want. They're saying that you cannot deny him and still show up in his face, which is what a lot of us do. Because this is so perhaps too much has been said about the destination and not enough is said about the road. The man who travels the road to York is better served by information about the road, its turnoffs and landmarks than about its destination. Think about that. A lot of y'all just go through life trying to get somewhere, but you don't know anything or learn anything about the road you're on. And you end up going through the same shit again. Remember, when you go through something, it is a class. It is a class. When you go through a bad relationship and you break up, there's something you should have learned from it. Am I lying, people? It's a class. Every person that you deal with is a class. Right now, we're putting on a class for the world with what we're doing with the NFAC. Everything in life is a class. All of the tribes have been in the same class. That class needs to move to a new classroom so we can learn the other half. We're not going to, let me tell you what's going on. It's like milk. When you first got it, it was good for you. But if it overstays its time, it starts to stink up the joint. The world around us, this one is done. It's done. It's time to change. Speaking of change, everybody's been asking for this. Tonight on Facts Over Feelings, I am going to review the liberation document that everyone has been asking for. We're going to go through it. The signed copies I do have back now. Again, I've been talking about this now for about a month, but you all know that sometime in the spring, we're looking to have the 1,000,000 guns formation, 1,000,000 legal guns in one location. I will tell you this, we're talking to some good folks on some indigenous land reservations that are saying that they would give us the space to put 1,000,000 black folks that wouldn't be under U.S. law, 1,000,000 black folks in one place so that we could have the 1,000,000 guns formation, 1,000,000 legally armed black folks in one place at one time on one accord, make some ancestral noise and shake the earth. Spring 2021, if we still here, if we survive the meteor that's about to fly by, if we survive the attempt to vaccinate everybody against their will, if we survive the ID chip that's on the way, if we all don't lose our minds because 5G will be turned on and start messing with our psyche, we're hearing voices now and go kill everybody, if they don't steal the election, abolish the first 17 amendments to the Constitution, throw our ass back into slavery and take us back to Civil War. If none of those things happen in 2021, we're going to have the 2 million guns, black guns formation. Now, 1,000,000 people, that's a lot of people. A lot of things that have to be figured out. When you gonna go to the bathroom? Who gonna feed them? How they gonna get there? What's the logistics behind this? How much land do we need? Will we be able to get that many people together without them saying, but you're violating social distancing? Then we just take up more space. The bottom line is we have to be able to demonstrate what they call a population demonstration. A percentage of the population must assemble so that the world can see that there's truly a nation within a nation here. If we can get on one accord like that and, say this is us, this is a piece of us anyway, then we can start to move toward status of being a country. It's kind of like the man without a country. We'd be the people without a country. We wouldn't have any land yet, but we would have the identity of a country with a flag and all that good stuff. And then we could turn around and through the world courts and through the United Nations, we could sue the United States for reparations through the world courts as a country and demand reparations for the damages done to us in the Portuguese slave trade, like everyone else has done. And then you can talk about getting reparations because you pay that to a country. Okay. So 1,000,000 guns. Hey, y'all, here we go. Okay. You see us? Good. We need this, and this. Let's get it popping. Let's get it moving. No, everybody ain't gonna pack up and leave. That's not the way it works. Stop watching those 10 Commandment movies. We got work to do. But in the meantime, that's one thing that moves us closer to the goal. Okay. You want that 17 trillion? I think it's what it's up to now. 246 trillion. You can't put a price on what you did to us. But let me share something with you. You know why a lot of the people that are in power right now in DC won't have the discussions about black reparations? You want me to tell you what the real reason is? Because if they do, it will expose certain individuals who are in political parties that are dead set against it. People you wouldn't expect. People that you support. People that you like. Yeah, like them all you want. They like you, but you ain't getting none of their family money that they don't made off your backs. They ain't doing that. No, that's not gonna happen. Sometimes in history, the only way that you can get what you deserve is to take it. And there's ways to do that. That's every country on earth does that. You're not a country yet. You got to demonstrate the population. Now, I'm pretty sure there's at least 1,000,000 of y'all out of 57 million. There's not 1,000,000 of y'all that wouldn't want. Oh, come on now. Come on, y'all. Stop messing with me. Don't lie to me. Don't lie to me. You don't like it when you lie to me. Anyway, I want to also take this time to shout out a case that's been ongoing that I don't know if a lot of you guys been keeping up on, but back in May of this year, a young man by the name of Deon Johnson, who's a 28-year-old black man, he was killed in Phoenix, Arizona, during an arrest for driving while intoxicated. According to the Phoenix police, there was a state trooper who was patrolling. He was out driving around, and he found Johnson's vehicle. It was parked somewhere in like Loop 101 on Tatum Boulevard there in Phoenix. And the trooper approached the vehicle, and he found that Johnson was asleep. Watch this. This guy's asleep. in the driver's seat. And he had cans of beer. You know, the dude passed out. He got a gun in the car. Okay. Now, they gonna open up the car. Took the gun. You know anything about the state of Arizona? You can have a weapon. It was not concealed. The dude is knocked out. But trooper opens door, takes the gun, and attempts to arrest Johnson. According to the officer, remember, according to the officer, an altercation occurred when Johnson woke up and grabbed at the officer, and the officer drew his weapon. Not his taser, not his billy club. He took his weapon out, and he ordered Johnson to comply with his instructions. This slave master shit, y'all just take it too far. Johnson complied. Follow the case now, y'all in the jury box. And then as the officer holstered his weapon, Johnson lunged for the weapon. Remember, this is according to the officer. He said, this is what a black man did. Another altercation ensued in the struggle, and resulting in the officer allegedly firing his weapon twice with one bullet, fatally striking Johnson. Johnson later died at the hospital. Police stated there was no body cam nor any camera footage, and that the trooper wasn't wearing a body cam. However, a lot of significant evidence, including several eyewitnesses, they've corroborated what the trooper said happened. So the witnesses who saw it say that was happening. Here's my problem with that whole story. The witnesses said what? Because I ain't read no statements. Immediately, who are these witnesses? Where were they? How far away? When did they begin to notice something was going on? And I'm going to ask the question, what's their race? But here's the part, and I'm sorry, I got to go there for a second. You know, big shout out to all my peoples out in Phoenix. Here's the part that I don't get about this whole situation. There are certain things that we do that, you know, they're a part of our character. There are certain things that are not a part of our character. And you ain't gonna try to force that on us. You understand? The days of the brother running down the street with the TV under his arm, with the little black hat on, little thief dude, that shit been over since the 70s, bruh. Nobody do that no more. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we caught your boy. He was a crack dealer. Niggas ain't sold crack in almost 25, 30 years. Not like it was back in the 80s and 90s. So what are you talking about? Everybody out here just wildly slinging crack to who? You already destroyed us with the shit. We smart now. So you want me to believe that a brother who was sleeping in his car, he was so messed up, he was sleeping out. And don't nobody sit on this live and act like you ain't never been there. You don't act like you ain't never did. Okay, I don't care. Well, I don't drink. I don't smoke. You didn't. What happened around the holidays? Just to make the family happy. You drank some shit you wasn't supposed to. And the next thing you know, your ass is laying out on the back porch in the rain singing to the dog. And everybody in your family looking out the damn screen talking about, it's a shame what y'all did to that boy. Let him sleep it off, Mildred. He'll be okay. Don't act like that ain't happened to everybody. Even when you was a kid, your mom, you want to snoop around the kitchen. Remember the holiday season, they used to make them rum balls, and you was a kid, you didn't know what a rum ball was. You stuck one of those motherfuckers in your mouth, your whole mouth was on fire, and then you got drunk, and you didn't know you didn't know what was going on. Yes, I had a childhood. I hope you did too. There's just certain things that we don't do. You want me to believe that a bro who was messed up like that, a cop, he woke up and there's a cop trying to pull him out of his car? Yeah, I'm gonna fight too. I don't know what the fuck going on. I was knocked out, bro. So we struggling. Ooh, okay, get on the ground, bro. Okay, I'm on the ground. When a bro gets on the ground at gunpoint, that's not our normal behavior. Lunge for the gun. Kind of shit. That's some wild animal shit. For real. I'm sorry. I mean, I don't know who these witnesses is, but that doesn't sound like our behavior. That sounds like some made up shit to make the story stick. He lunged for my gun. Police, remember, but I have to use this as an example. And big shout out to the Johnson family, and rest in peace to Deon Johnson, another black man killed in Phoenix, Arizona. But I have to use it as an example. Notice what the police always do. They always hide behind self-defense. They get behind self-defense. Come on, ain't nobody stupid on this live. If you pull a trigger on a cop, or you attempt to act like you're going to pull a trigger on a cop, or you threaten the cop, you point a gun at the cop ain't just going to shoot you. Every cop out there is going to shoot you and claim self-defense. Back in the day, they used to call it suicide by cop, remember? So you want me to believe that a bruh who was out, knocked out, okay, you got him out the car, you got him on the ground. He was competent enough to understand your commands, and he got down. He lunged for the gun, and you shot him, huh? Huh? Really? That's the story you want me to believe? Okay, Phoenix. Y'all know this is how I ended up getting on the Breonna Taylor situation. Just getting curious about shit and couldn't get no answers. But I wanted to bring that to y'all attention because it came across my radar. And I didn't know if y'all was aware of that case because it's not getting a whole lot of press. You understand what I'm saying? But it's on my radar right now. So I definitely want to find out where that's going. Okay? I want to close by saying that I'm very, very proud of everyone who participated in Lafayette. In spite of the attempts by the white militia to try to disrupt what happened, in spite of the people who came with ulterior motives that were contrary to a day of unity and had their own agendas. Big shout out to all the people from Houston, down in all down through Louisiana, all down through Baton Rouge, Shreveport, all the way Lake Charles, of course Lafayette. A big shout out to Sleepers for the Rich, the young man out of Shreveport. A lot of people, I've heard this said, they thought that I pulled him out of the crowd. I didn't. I brought him down. I brought him down because in my eyes, he was the personification of young people picking up arms, going to defend somebody. Y'all remember the cat from CNN, going to defend the sisters. So, you know, he represented Louisiana. So he was kind of like Jay-Z bring people out. I brought him out. And some people thought that he was just in the crowd. Like he just came all the way from Shreveport just to hang out in Lafayette to stand in the crowd. No, I brought the brother up and he gave a powerful speech. Big shout out to Sleepers for the Rich. We also talking about him becoming a chapter inside of Louisiana of the NFAC. See, everybody's coming around on the program. What are you waiting for? Instead of sitting around saying, where is the NFAC? You should be saying, how can I join the NFAC? And if you can't join, how can I contribute to the NFAC? Go to the website. How can I be a part? Do I qualify? Go to the website. Don't just sit there and talk about it unless you're going to propose something better. Don't just sit there and complain. Don't sit there and just be critical. I'm telling you, time is short. Time is short. And a lot of people are going to find out that the door going to close and you're going to be standing there stuck on stupid. And all your people going to look at you. And as the ship is cruising away, it's going to be a big ass sign on the back to say, bye, Felicia. Don't be Felicia. It sounds like a commercial. Don't be Felicia. So I want to tell you about that. I want to thank everybody who participated in the exercise. I'm going to share this with you. Even though it was a very difficult exercise, and most people don't understand what we're doing. You don't understand how we're building respect so we can ask for bigger things and do bigger things and not be fucked with. You see, when you come in and they don't know what to think of you and they think you're unpredictable and they think the worst of you anyway, they don't know you. They're going to do whatever they can to circle the wagons and protect themselves because they're afraid of you. But when you come in talking like you got some sense, when you come in talking like you about your business, when you come in letting them, making it very clear, I'm obeying the goddamn law. The fuck is your problem? When you come in and stand your ground, when you come in and put both your feet on your square and stay there, people will work with you so that you can do what you want to do, not what they let you do. Y'all still ain't put it together. Everything you saw out there came out of our design. Nothing happened by accident. That's how you attain power. That's how you function as a country, not as a mob, not as somebody that you ain't asking for permission. This is notification. because nobody wants anarchy. Now, while I'm on this live, in case y'all hadn't heard by now, there's some false reports floating around that there was a shooting at the rally and that the NFAC had something to do with it. We was 10 blocks away. We hadn't even left the staging area, which was at the library. We heard the shots too. Shit. We was wondering who was shooting. To be real, okay, and I'm gonna be real. If you see the video, watch my face. When the shooting happened, I said, who's shooting? And y'all couldn't see what we saw. We were on a long street that you had to make a right to go down to the park because they had us way over here by, the library. But we could see the people running up the street, like 3 blocks down. We go, like, what the hell's going on down there? We didn't know what happened. None of our people were anywhere. We hadn't even pulled off yet. We was about to pull off. And the police said, y'all got to wait right here because somebody got shot. We're going, well, damn, who got shot? We didn't know nothing. We thought it was the white supremacists was down there capping off. We like, come on, we need to get around there. Y'all see, you weren't there. By the time we got there, whatever it was all cleaned up. We didn't see anything. We had to see the video like you. So you can imagine when I hear people saying, well, they did it, they done shot some of their own people. Shut your dumb ass up and go and research the facts. It was some 20, now I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna flip the script for y'all. Yeah, I know they arrested this dude and they charged him with discharging the weapon and woo, 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 and all of this, that, and the third, but something don't make sense. I've been looking at them videos. Have y'all been looking at them videos of the actual incident? Not the one where the fake Black Panthers ran away. I'm talking about because those people there wasn't with us either. Shooting star, they all took off running. They had guns. They just ran away. Anyway, if you look, there's something weird with the video. I watched this shit. Remember, I wasn't there. None of my people was there. But the dude who was pretending to be shot that everybody looked at, he got up and was walking around. And I watched them, I go back and I watch videos and I slow them down. I go frame by frame and I look at every person in the video and I watch this dude. I'm like, he didn't get shot. Matter of fact, you could tell he thought about it. And then he started acting shot. And I went like, wait a minute. And then there's some white dude that just happened to grab this bruh and put him down. And the bruh let him. And he just, come on, bruh. Come on, y'all. You see, I'm going to tell y'all what I think happened. They thought we were there. That was for us. If all of us had been there, they would have been able to blame it on the NFAC. But we weren't there yet. We hadn't arrived. They jumped the gun because some other people showed dressed in black, but they had Black Panther buttons on. They showed up, but they thought they were us. We hadn't pulled up yet. So y'all stop telling that lie. Stop telling that lie. And one more thing. Just because you don't know organization, just because you don't know how to get done what you need to get done within the confines of the law until you're forced to break it. Don't talk about what we do because what we're doing has never been done before. Period. And if I'm lying, I'm dying and I'm still sitting here talking to you. But other than that, I just want to pass that on to you. Please stand by because we've got some footage we're going to be publishing from that event. It was a great event. But I want to bid you all a good morning. Let you get on with the rest of your day. This has been the Morning Mental. Good to be back with you. Stay tuned. I will be uploading a lot of episodes that you haven't seen yet. I'll be uploading those to the YouTube channel here today and tomorrow. So please tune in. We are back in the house tonight. Facts over feelings. Make sure you tune in and tell a friend. If they don't take this channel down, again, we're like whack-a-mole. We'll pop up somewhere else. So stay tuned, stay alert, stay alive. I'm going to see you all tonight right back here. Facts over feelings. I am the Grandmaster Jay. And remember, keep your feet on the ground. Keep your head to the sky. If you can believe it, that means you can achieve it. But you can do none of those things if you cannot perceive it. And we have to begin to perceive. We're going to get it one way or the other. Or by any means necessary. I'll see y'all later. Shalom.